I'm Bridget. I am Brayden's mom. So Brayden, he has always been very active. We have a very active family. He's a runner. He plays soccer. He mountain bikes. He does all the things.
I was around 11, 12 years old, and I had to start getting physicals since I was going to start doing sports and more weightlifting and things like that.
During that physical, unfortunately, I got a call from the physician saying that he has heard 200, 300 hearts that day. And Brayden told him that he's always been told that he's had an innocent heart murmur, and he's just wasn't comfortable signing off on that because it was much different than all of the other maybe 10 or 12 innocent heart murmurs that he heard that day. So for Brayden's heart, what's going on is his heart basically had an extra beat to it. It's almost like a toddler trying to play the drums and deciding to do whatever it wants to. And that's where we started this journey, is thinking that this was the main issue. After a few tests, we ended up finding that it was actually much worse than what we thought. One of his arteries, the main arteries there, was actually on the wrong side. And so that was huge. It was the artery that pumps the blood and oxygen and all that kind of stuff to the entire body. My initial reaction when we got the phone call is, for one, I called my husband. He was working at that time. I was already off. And I mean, you just stop. You don't know what to do. That's your kid, you know? It was just, you tried to protect them for anything. And then, of course, then you worry that you're the one that gave that to them. We found out he was going to have surgery, and it needed to be done as soon as possible. We knew athletes in high school, they're in the middle of a sports game and just drop dead from this exact thing. And so again, you don't want your kid to have surgery, but you want him to get fixed. And so it's scary.
When I found out I was gonna have surgery, I was scared since I've never had surgery. And since I've never had surgery, I was just scared since there's the possibility of death.
So living up to the surgery, going from speaking to the original physician until the time of surgery, there's just lots of tests, and it's one thing after another. It's just waiting for one answer to then figure out what the next step is.
I didn't even share any of this information with my friends besides that I was having surgery, because I didn't want them to know what I was going through and how scary it was.
So for us, it was the day of the surgery. You have the pre-op the day before. Actually, it just so happened that they were doing testing again. They make sure that the kids are healthy and all of that. End up finding out that he has the common cold. We had to get it rescheduled a month later because he has to be healthy for a surgery. So you have all this emotion getting up to surgery. You have family coming to town. You have things set up at home to be ready. And then the common cold pushes everything out. The pushback of the month was the only delay. After that, as smooth sailing as surgery can go, it was probably the perfect surgery in our eyes. The relief was good. After hearing everything's okay, you of course know you have kind of one more step, that he has a few months. He has to get another test and get cleared to be able to do anything. But you knew the hardest part was over.
Right after the surgery, they told me that I couldn't run for 3 to 5 months. All I could do was walk. I couldn't do anything athletic.
So they told him to walk every day, walk as much as he wanted. And this boy was walking a mile a day within a few days. I mean, you couldn't get him to stop.
And then after that 5 months, when they said I was all clear, after I did like a physical sort of thing, the next week or the week after that, I was already signed up for 2 soccer teams, and I was having about 5 practices a week.
Life now is great, and now that his heart's fixed, you truly see how amazing he is when it comes to all of this stuff.
I wanted to tell my story because there may be other kids my age trying to find a solution for what they have. So I was just trying to help other kids my age.
What the American Heart Association is doing is amazing with the research and the information that you can find. All the help and everything that they're doing for everyone it's been huge. Our family asks for you to open up your heart for the American Heart Association.